here we have the current stock market update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So here we have a 4-hour price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 4-hour trading period. And as we can see here, we're starting to trade a little bit heavier at these upper regions here. Overall, the stock is still performing very well. We are seeing that there is a strong uptrend in place here. A lot of this has been based on, the stock's inclusion in the S&P 500. But the question here is, how much longer can this news kind of sustain itself? When will we need to see some new news in order to actually start to propel share prices higher from here? As things currently stand here, as we're seeing, we can sort of drill on the shorter term timeframes as well. But what we're starting to see here is that share prices are kind of losing some of that positive momentum just as we're heading into some near-term support zones and also the 20-period exponential moving average, which is this rising purple line on the chart, rising yellow line, I should say, on the price chart. So, the real question here is, are we topping out at this point? Has the stock kind of run its course here? Are we ready to start to see some downside retracements here? Are we going to stall out at these points? Um, I tend to believe that this recent news has sort of run its course here. I mean, it can only be priced in for so long, and I've seen several people in the comment section saying that seeming to think that I'm bearish on the company or something like that. I do think that there's a difference between being bearish on a stock and being bearish on a company. I understand that might seem counterintuitive or incorrect or something like that, but I do think that there are differences between the underlying company and the actual share price. I am not in any way bearish on Palantir. I think that it's one of the best companies in the world. I think it's a terrific company. But at the same time, when you start to see, major rallies that are based on very little information, I start to become very skeptical that these rallies will be able to sustain themselves. And the question here is really whether or not shorter term long investors are going to be exiting those positions if we do start to see share price breaks lower. So I will just sort of move into the hourly time frame here. Because we can start to see that this is starting to look a bit heavier. I mean, we did see these prior highs that came in at 38.19. The question is, how much longer are our share prices going to remain at these elevated levels? And I do think that if we lose support at 36.50, I do think that you have to start to look for potential declines lower from here. Specifically what we have been looking at so far is this 23.6% Fibonacci retracement, which comes in right around 34.20. But we can actually redraw these lines here and look at a bit of a shorter term time frame. And I think that we will do that in this video. So here what I'm going to be looking at is this price movement from 29.60 to 38.19. And here we can see, a little bit of a different picture that starts to develop. So specifically, again, if we look at this 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level, if we look at these shorter term trend movements, we can see that this area has now already been tested. We actually did see a slight breach below here. We didn't see an hourly close below here or anything like that. This is the hourly price chart. So each candle here represents a 1-hour trading period. But as we can see here, there is one candle here that did actually breach through that 23.6% Fibonacci zone. So, we did see a bounce from there. So that doesn't mean that we've really broken it just yet. I mean, it is a very slight breach and there was no hourly close. And then we did see a bounce from there. But, we're currently really trading below the 20-hour and 50-hour exponential moving averages. So to me, this is starting to look like we're topping out a bit here. Does this mean that the stock is not going much higher in the future? I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about these shorter term trend movements here because what we're really trying to do is identify price points that can be used to purchase the stock, sell the stock, purchase the stock, play things from both sides and make as much money as possible. I mean, that really is the name of the game. From here, if I was long, I would probably be taking some of the position off the table at this point, and then probably looking for a retracement, deeper, probably into this, right around $35. I don't like to look at I don't like to look at psychological support zones very much, but this 38.2% Fibonacci retracement comes in at 34.95, and then in addition to that, what we're seeing here is this rising blue line here, which would be the 200-hour exponential moving average. And this is, it's a moving average, which means that it's constantly changing. And eventually, this will be moving right into that area. So I would start to view this as a potential support zone, and then possibly looking for a bounce from somewhere like here. So something like that. So maybe a retest, a test lower here, a test of that 200-hour exponential moving average, and then the stock is able to gain some additional fuel and momentum, and then probably be able to break to new highs from there. But I don't just believe that stocks are going to continue moving higher without sort of retracing or pulling back and then forming a lower base. And it's not really a lower base. I mean, if you look at the longer term timeframes here, this would be a higher base, but relative to near-term prices, I mean, where would you rather buy? I mean, would you rather buy at 36.90 or 35? I mean, I think there's really no question about that. So for me, this is what I would be looking for. And I do think that share prices are starting to look heavy here. The next level to watch to the downside would be this 100-hour exponential moving average, which comes in at 35.90. And then if we do see a break below there, then I do think that we could see a slight dip below the $35 mark. And then I do think that would be a much better area to start to scale into long positions. Remember, you've got to buy low and sell high. Ultimately, what would be the ultimate bearish scenario if we did somehow see a break below there? What I would be looking for then would be probably a retest of this 61.8% fib retracement, which comes in right around here. So this would be roughly 32.85 would be then the next level to the downside. So for me, I would be waiting for a retest of the 35 area as a potential buy zone, and then if we do see a break below there, I would then expect to see a retest of roughly 32.90. So here's the current stock market update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Our High Value Trading Strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.